What's up, LGA members and guests? Go Dodgers! I don't know if you watched that game last night, but it was a primo game, and I'm glad the Dodgers came up. So let's pull up a comment from a couple days ago. It's from Rants from the Sofa. I love that name. I think this video that we're going to watch right now confirms that there really isn't one golf swing, and two, age is just a number. This 64-year-old doesn't have a bad swing, but it's not like the current pros, but look at his results. Impressive. Under that read more, there's actually the link to the video, so let's cut and paste that link and let's go watch the video right now. First time I'm going to watch it, I knew I had to make a video on this because most of my people that are watching me are in their 60s and 70s, and I'm approaching that pretty quick, so I'll join you pretty soon. But let's go look at that video. Okay, we pulled the video up here. I've never seen this. I just had to watch it with you guys, get my first reaction to see a 64-year-old swing, and apparently it's gonna be pretty good, so let's just watch it.
Brother, we got a question for you.
Yeah.
How far are you hitting your driver?
I'm gonna say close to 260.
Okay.
That's a pretty good poke for a range ball.
Yeah. Well, we got a cool prize for you.
Dude.
64 years old. Wow. And you're hitting at 260. Well, we got a cool prize for you. We got a $350 pack from Pack Draw. The free spin, a prize anywhere from $50 up to $1,000. The guy over there just got a $600 wedge.
All right.
Let's do it. You got 3 chances at it. What's your name, man?
Ken.
Ken? Connor. Great to meet you. This is Adam. All right, Ken here has 3 chances to hit 260 yards in the air. If he does, he's getting this $350 spin on Pack Draw. Yo, that's the center of the club face right there and the fairway.
267 carry. That was a toe ball.
Yeah, how old did you say you are?
64.
And that was a toe ball. Did you play pro or something?
I did.
Really?
Played the mini tours back in the mid-80s.
What's your best round of all time?
64.
Jeez, man. All right, Ken already won the prize, but he wants to see how much he's got in the tank. So, let's see what we got. Is that centered? 271, bro. You want to see what your prize is? Sure.
All you have to do is hit that green button.
Hit that green button. There we go. Let's see what we got. Okay.
Amazon gift card?
$400 Amazon gift card.
Damn.
Let's go.
Man, that sounds like a good show to watch. I wish I came up with that idea, but you know, my gifts would be like this or arm wrestling competition with me. But this is a pretty cool idea for a YouTube channel, so go check them out. But you know what, let's talk about this guy's Ken swing, and we're going to show it in slow motion and talk about the cause and effect. But playing the mini tours in the 80s is probably playing some Hogan tour, maybe some Pepsi tour. I don't know if Pepsi tour was around back then. So clearly the guy can play, shooting 64, so obviously that helps when you get older. You can tell he has a pretty good move. But let's take a look at this compensations to give you guys a little bit of hope if you are in your 60s or 70s. I'm getting there pretty quick. Maybe not 70s yet, but it's down on Swing Catalyst, and let's go find his swing. It's somewhere around here. Now you will notice that this camera does jerk around, move around. The bottom line, I mean, this one carried 267. We can start to see some really good things happening here. There is a little bit of compensation down in the impact. So if we take a look from the start of the swing, we're going to draw, let's just draw this because I think the camera doesn't tilt, it actually just pans, which is okay. Barney Purple coming up, that's too small. Let's go bigger Barney Purple. We're going to throw back to the 90s Barney Purple way out there, and let's draw a spine angle line as well. Now, initially, we can tell, again, this setup is going to be a pretty consistent setup. Look at that. The centeredness of the arches of the heels run right through his zone, right where everything meets. So we know his balance point is going to be pretty centered and much easier to maintain, and this will help you from moving forward and back. Not to say that that's a bad thing, because if you do move forward and back, it's okay if you have the compensations to accommodate that and kind of balance things out. But let's just erase those, because those will change as we shift the camera. The most important thing though is once we take this club back, if you notice that he does a great job right here. Take a look at where his hands are relative to his center of his chest. So you can tell that he is turning his hips quite a bit, and his shoulders and his upper body move with that turn. He's not turning it independently, and once everything moves together, the hands do remain out in front of the chest, which now creates a good connection between that turn. And what you will also notice is, like clockwork, when you have a driver, you start losing that shoulder tilt early, and this helps you come more from the inside because the right shoulder will be lower when you make that transition. But it's also because if we draw where his perpendicular line is with the starting point, we can see that this little line here is about the same height that he tees the ball up. So this is very important, and really good players figure this out on their own. They don't just sit there and measure the tee and say, well, this is a 3-inch tee, I've got to lose 3 inches. It just happens because good players always find a way You think Bobby Jones was out there with a camera talking about losing tilting? No. But you watch Bobby Jones when he puts it on that mound of dirt and then eventually on a tee, he still lost the shoulder tilt. And that's just what happens with great players. Now, what we'll know is let's redraw that upper plane line, because we'll see that great connection. We see the arms go rising up. Now we get to the top position and we can see that left arm is slightly, ever so slightly higher than where it should have been. Now, this could be just a compensation from losing that tilting. When you lose that tilting, arms will want to be lower. Now, he probably didn't want to be too trapped, so if he were to get lower, his club might be back over here, and this would cause him to get trapped. So he might have learned, hey, either momentum from me taking it inside is going to pull my hands up as I make that turn, which is typical because the club weighs enough and it starts to pull your hands this way, or it could also be a compensation that developed from him getting trapped in his past, and now he just picks that club up a little bit higher. Now, this will cause some posture loss at impact, and we do see the posture loss because now we have, in relation to his setup, his hands and arms are a little bit higher than they should have been if it was a robot swinging. So now we're going to have to figure something out. Watch as he drops the club and drops him perfectly. We can see right here we start to lose a little bit of posture. So we do stand up ever so slight. And you'll notice again, man, let me do this in red. The difference between that and that, you notice how they're pretty close. It's not a coincidence, folks. This is just great compensation. So you have to understand how your compensations work. And we see a great release. We do see, though, that the club does kind of pull inside. He kind of drags his hands down, and we see the release point will be slightly lower right there. So we see the hands do kind of drag and pull across. Now, it's hard to distinguish what somebody's handicap is just by golf swing. You can have a beautiful golf swing and a shitty short game, and you're a 15 handicap. Vice versa. You can have a shitty swing and a good short game, and you can probably get down to single digits. So let's just assume this guy has really good short game. I'm going to put his current handicap anywhere from a 4 to a 7. And the only reason I say that is just that little swipe across with the hands and the little bit of posture loss can cause a little bit of havoc if you don't play a lot and practice a lot. I'm assuming he might play in practice because he might be retired. Good for him if he is. But one more thing, let's just go look at this top of the position because I forgot to mention this. Now, you'll notice that grip, it's hard. We don't have a face on. We don't have a ball position. We can't really tell what's going on in the face on. But look at that grip. It's a fairly neutral grip, which is great. But we don't see the hands and arms rolling open. So usually when you have a neutral grip, I see a lot of this in the first part of the swing. Opening that club face, and now we have to close that club face. So see a lot of this going on. But you take a look at the top of the swing, we don't really roll that club face open because look where the club is. It's still relatively strong compared to his left forearm. And you look at how straight that left forearm is. And he doesn't necessarily bow it, he just keeps things straight. So this is very much like Steve Stricker-esque. So I don't want to say this is Steve Stricker because all of you in the comments will go, that's not Steve Stricker. But I hope you get my point. Hope that helps you. I'll see you next time. If you have somebody else you want me to look at, or a swing theory, or whatever, just let me know in the comments. Flowers and greens. A huge thank you to these incredible supporters on the screen and to you watching this video. Your support helps us bring our golf curriculum to low-income children around the world at no cost to them, just like our location in Cape Flat, South Africa, in partnership with the Hillard program. Please like, share, and consider subscribing. Together, we can give the gift of golf to kids who need it the most.